What's up, guys? This is Webby back again for an exclusive podcast for you. This edition, we will be going over and discussing which pay-per-views need to be tossed out the window of the WWE's calendar year. Which gimmick pay-per-views don't need to be here anymore, and which ones can replace them to intrigue the fans of the WWE into the product. Get us more invested in the product. First of all, I'd like to remind you to go back and watch preview and predictions of Hell in a Cell, Monday Night Raw review, Classic Survivor Series reviews. 87 through 94 are up. 95 will be up this week, so keep your eyes on the channel for that. Tune in the Hell in a Cell review tonight. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for all notifications. Like and share this video. And sit back and enjoy. Now, which pay-per-views need to get tossed out of the WWE's calendar year? First off, we're on the road to WrestleMania. Fastlane. Now, I know it has a good ring to it. Fastlane. On the road to WrestleMania. However, when you look at the matches that they produced in it, did it really intrigue us and give us the sense of importance on the build to WrestleMania? No, not at all. I mean, sure, they had Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, in which Roman Reigns put up his #1 contendership for his main event at WrestleMania, but we all knew where it was headed. We all knew that Roman Reigns was going to win, so it was pointless. So, that pay-per-view concept needs to be gone. Something that means more. At the Royal Rumble, you name the main event for either Raw or SmackDown. So the question is, what happens with the other main event? How do you build either Raw's or SmackDown's main event, the other brand? You can build up this tournament for whoever qualifies over the next 3 to 4 weeks, however many weeks it takes to lead to that next pay-per-view, until you get to the King of the Ring in February. You have that King of the Ring pay-per-view in February, and the King of the Ring is also the #1 contender for the WWE or Universal Championship. Whichever brand did not win the Royal Rumble. Awesome way to keep that road to WrestleMania intriguing, awesome. Now, the question is, what's next? What can come next? What can keep our spring invested? Because after WrestleMania, usually WWE takes a nap, takes a break, because it's usually Extreme Rules or something like that, because pay-per-views don't, the rivalries don't end. So at WrestleMania, most of them, unless it's like Undertaker or Triple H's rivalry, something like that ends. But if it's anything else, it usually carries over to Extreme Rules or another pay-per-view. So usually it has like a ring of Elimination Chamber in May. Get rid of the Elimination Chamber. Some of you are probably thinking, why? That's a good concept. That's an awesome pay-per-view. It's a great match. It's not an awesome pay-per-view. They clearly showed that to us at the last Elimination Chamber when they had Kalisto hanging high above the air in that tag team Elimination Chamber matchup. And then he just drops. The match itself, they don't have to show blood, but it needs to be barbaric. Okay? That's number one. Number two, you can put something, and we've talked about this before, Starrcade. Put Starrcade there. You own WCW's pay-per-views, and you're thinking about putting them back, bringing them back. Or, not Starrcade, you can put Clash of the Champions. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, all the titles are going to be on the line. So that's what we're going to see. Yeah, that's an awesome concept. All titles on the line. If that is not your cup of tea, they don't have to put all the championships on the line. Not really. You know, WWE, a long time ago, did not put every championship on the line. As a matter of fact, at No Way Out to Build to WrestleMania 23, it was John Cena and Shawn Michaels taking on The Undertaker versus Batista. And No Way Out actually turned into Elimination Chamber. So, why do we need to see all the championships on the line each and every pay-per-view? Therefore, if you want to keep the Elimination Chamber on the calendar year, that matchup being shown every year, you can have Clash of the Champions, you can have Starrcade, and then have just great matchups. Have championships on the line, but you don't have to showcase each and every one of them. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Really? Really? That is what you want us to watch? Great balls of fire? And that was rumored. It was rumored when that came around that Vinnie Mac was going to keep that around each and every year. That's an awesome concept. If, no offense, you lived in that era. But I want you to think of this and look back at this. Think of this concept. And I know that this pay-per-view was from a time period when wrestling wasn't the most popular. But in your house, this pay-per-view, after every name, it was in your house Beware of Dog. In Your House, Bad Blood. In Your House, Cold Day in Hell, amongst others. Why can't you do something like that, WWE? For your June or July pay-per-view. Do something like that. Make it in your house and then base it on whatever your main event is. That would be a great concept for us wrestling fans. Go for it. Vince McMahon probably thinking, "Oh, that's too outdated." Yep, V-neck. That's too outdated. I agree with you. Oh, Rick Ball the Fire. That's what we need. And that's not. I don't care if you just had that pay-per-view one time. The name, Great Balls of Fire, is outdated. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Next, in October, Hell in the Cell. Get rid of this. The same thing that's wrong with the Elimination Chamber is wrong with Hell in a Cell. It is too outdated. It's too watered down. It's too gimmicky. You know, the WWE, once again, had a great concept going. Was doing fantastic. I want you to look back at Hell in a Cell when they had matches like DX versus Legacy, when they had matches like Undertaker versus CM Punk, when they had matches like Randy Orton versus John Cena, amongst others. All those great matches that happened during the actual pay-per-view named Hell in a Cell. Now, as the pay-per-view moved on, as the years moved on, it became blah. It became, why in the world are we having to watch this? It became, why are you doing this? It became, why in the world are you making us sit through this when they're so boring? Get rid of them. Get rid of it. So, what pay-per-view do you need to change it? A little thing that the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes came up with, and it's gimmicky, but it worked. It was a fantastic pay-per-view in WCW, and it's called Halloween Havoc. If WWE would change the way they did their set, if they would actually put the ghosts and pumpkins and all of that stuff that WCW did in their set, put Halloween Havoc there, what an awesome concept. You know how awesome that would be? Bring that back for us wrestling fans. Do it. I mean, seriously. Just, it'd be awesome. And finally, the one that they need to get rid of. TLC. Now I know that they changed it this year where it's in October, but WWE had a tendency to book this pay-per-view at the very end of December. There's one particular pay-per-view they used to have, and it was a great concept. And I know a lot of fans are griping and complaining about the WWE making the wrestlers work on holidays. I get it. They should spend time with their families. But you can put it the day after or the Sunday, whenever. The first Sunday of the new year, and have it called New Year's Revolution. New Year's Revolution. Awesome concept. Great memories, great things happen there. Just think, where do you start the build towards the Royal Rumble? That middle spot. Right there. It's where Edge won his first WWE championship. Do more things like that, WWE. Build us. Make us more intrigued. Get rid of some of these stale gimmicks that you're making us watch now and replace them with stuff that we would be more invested in. Let me know what you're thinking in comments below. Subscribe. Tell me if you agree with these pay-per-views that I think should come back. And tune in tonight for Hell in a Cell review. Until I see you again, this is Webby, and I will catch you on the other side. Talk to you.